for a quick tip that I want to show you right now.
Cross-size power Phoenix jig right there. The little dude catches the heck out of him.
Nice and smooth, and slide it right up in there. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to teach you guys about how to skip with a bait caster. That's one of those techniques that is very overwhelming to a lot of people, and I've met so many people that just say, no, I can't do it. But it takes practice. It's like anything else. You got to have the right equipment. You got to have your reel set right. You got to have, a bait that's decent for skipping. You can pretty much skip any bait other than a crankbait once you get good at it. But first off, like I said, the equipment is very important. So with this reel right here, I've got this magnetic brake set on 7. So that's pretty high from a scale of 0 to 10. I got it set on 7. So about 3/4 cranked up. On the inside of the reel, I've got 2 of my tabs left out. So you can open up one of these Johnny Morris reels. You see all these ones are clicked in, and then those 2 right there and right there are clicked out. So that's how I set mine. That's how I run mine all the time for long casts, skipping, whatever. That's a perfect balance. And then I've got it on a 7.3 rod. So you can see how fast my bait drops. If I press the button, it's going to drop pretty fast. So a lot of people think you have to crank that thing down, crank this centrifugal brake way down to be able to skip a bait, and that's just not the case. So now I've got everything ready to rock and roll, and the key here is really where you release with your rod, and you got to lead the bait. You have to picture it like if you're throwing a lob pass for somebody. With a bait caster, you always have to let go a little bit earlier than you think you got to let go, and for skipping, that's no different. So I'm just going to get about 1.5 foot of line out. You don't want to have a crazy amount, and I'm going to show you how to do a roll cast skip up under this dock. So press the button, ready to rock and roll, and I use 2 hands always and bring it through, and in a nice smooth way I'm just going to release nice and smooth and slide it right up in there. So what I did there, and one of the biggest keys that you guys can work on, is having really good thumb control. So I never take my thumb fully off the spool when I do that cast. See that sliding right under my thumb the whole way? And then you are in the zone. So there's one thing that's for sure. If you can get your bait up underneath the cover, you're gonna have a lot better chance of catching those fish. Bass love shade, and when you can skip it consistently and get it right in there, you're gonna catch a lot of fish. Now, it's kind of like anything. It's like a golf shot, or if you're a really good basketball player, when you get in a groove doing this and you're hitting every single target, it's a blast. I mean, it's so fun to be able to just fly down the bank, make a perfect cast, and you get so efficient and so methodical with it that it works really, really well. So there's your little roll cast. Again, you just shoom right up in there. And then also one thing I do a lot of, especially if I'm up close to stuff, is an underhand pitch skip. So the reel's set the same. I got 20-pound line on there. And what you do is you just drop your rod, and you want your rod tip to get very close to the water because that bait's gonna follow. And once you kind of take some wrist strength too, but once you do it a lot, it gets easy. So I'm just gonna go underhand, pitch it up in there. I'll get it to skip for you and let it just skim right across the water and slide up under the dock. That is the key. So one other little tip, if you're having a hard time skipping with fluorocarbon or mono or whatever you're throwing on your bait caster, to learn and practice with this, it's not a bad idea to use braid. So I'll show you, the braided line really does slide out off your thumb a little bit better. So it's gonna make it so it just slides out and it's not gonna backlash as bad. And I've got a buzzbait on here. This is just a 3/8 ounce buzzbait with the goat on it. And so with that braid, it really makes it easy to just slide that bait up under there. And so, like I said, if you want to practice this and you're struggling with the fluoro, get you some braid ready, and look at that, you can skip a buzzbait right up under the dock.